Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video here. So I want to talk about Dead City Season 2, I want to talk about the teaser that came out the other day, and I want to get into some stuff with Rick Grimes because there was actually a recent, show I should say that just came out, an episode aired anyways, and there was something that happened in the episode that was definitely an Easter egg to Rick Grimes, and yeah, I want to talk about that. So before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this, and again, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, definitely go and do so. I will be doing my Q&A on Wednesday, so that's 2 days from now. There's already a couple of questions there, so if you want to take part in this Q&A, then definitely go and join the Discord. The server name is Appetite for the Dead. The link will be in the description of this video, but let's get into what I wanted to talk about here. So first of all, I guess the one thing that we should actually get into here is the fact that The Walking Dead Dead City Season 1 is now officially on Netflix. So, yeah, really incredible. Obviously, it's just like in the United States only. I learned that after The Ones Who Live because I thought that it was going to be on Netflix everywhere, but no, it was literally just on Netflix in the United States, which is very frustrating because, I mean, obviously, I do want to watch the show as well. And like, I could just get AMC Plus, obviously, but because I already have Netflix, I'm just like, well, it would have been nice to actually have it on there, so that would have been kind of cool. So I'll have to rewatch season 1 at some point on AMC Plus, I guess, before the show premieres, and the show is premiering in 48 days from now. So the fact that we're, this close to the show's premiere, I mean, the trailer is going to be out really like in the next couple of days for sure. Like, we still haven't got the official trailer yet, and we're already 48 days away until the show premieres. Like, that's less than 7 weeks now. So in like, what, 6 Sundays from now or something like that is when the show's going to premiere. It's something like that. So like, yeah, the trailer has to be out like very, very soon here because, I mean, if you're just looking at Comic-Con, the trailer comes out for that. Like for whatever Walking Dead show comes out in October or September, the trailer comes out, end of July or whatever. So like, we're around that time now, right? Like the trailer for this show has to come out at some point. So I'm really expecting at some point later on this week. We have been getting some stuff, so it's not like it's been completely quiet, obviously, but the trailer, I think, is something that everyone wants to see. And the way I see it is, everything right now is just slowly starting to build right now. Like, we do have some stuff here in terms of, Dead City being on Netflix now. Dead City's promo for season 2 in general is starting to pick up here quite a bit. That I do think that, a lot of people are going to be watching Dead City now. Like, I think the numbers for Dead City are going to be pretty high, honestly, in terms of everyone really interested in The Walking Dead, because I've sort of been following it just on Twitter, or I guess, sorry, X, just in general. Like, I've been seeing that in terms of everyone commenting, just on like posts from, a lot of other accounts and stuff like that, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to check this out. Oh, wow, this looks really good. I haven't watched The Walking Dead in a while. So, it's really interesting to me because it just kind of says that I think a lot of people would be really interested in watching The Walking Dead again because the spin-offs really do look incredible and they are just very different from the original series. Like, they're very high quality spin-offs. They look way better than the original show ever did. I know some people might prefer like the old like grainy look and like the woods look and all that of the, the first however many seasons, although that look honestly was there pretty much until season 10. So, that was the overall look of the show, I'd say, for the most part. And I do prefer that sometimes, but I do think that's probably just more nostalgia, if anything. The way that these shows look now, like, it's so cinematic. It looks absolutely incredible. And I think that Dead City Season 1 being on Netflix is going to show everybody that, right? Like, The Ones Who Live being on Netflix a couple of months ago really did amazing things for the show because everyone started talking about it. And I just saw that show get big out of nowhere, a couple of months ago. Like, obviously it was big when it first aired, but on Netflix, everyone was talking about it afterwards. There was articles written about it, and it was just sort of all anyone was talking about, in terms of like The Walking Dead and all that, because no one really had heard of it, or I guess I shouldn't say like no one did, but obviously like going to Netflix, like there's going to be a bigger audience there, so a lot more people are going to be talking about it, right? So to me, I think that's one of the things, honestly, with The Walking Dead is I think that it just needs to get out there a lot more in terms of, the shows, because you got to remember the Walking Dead original series on Netflix, whenever a new season came out, which was usually a few months or maybe even a year or something later. I don't remember exactly when the show or the new season would go on Netflix, but like, it was always like in the top 10 of like shows watched. Like, people watch The Walking Dead all the time. Like, maybe it's not every Sunday when the episodes are out, but that's because people watch TV differently now. Like, I don't know really a lot of people that watch, TV the second it comes out, on that day kind of thing. Like, some people do, but like, it's definitely really not that much of a thing anymore. So I think for Dead City Season 1, I think it's going to be really amazing on Netflix. I think it really honestly will do incredible things just in general. And I'm excited to see, I guess all the talk about Dead City over this next week, because I do think that it is going to build to the trailer and whatnot. And I'm sure AMC has all of this planned in terms of how they're going to promote The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2. So I think that, yeah, this being a Netflix first here was definitely a plan from them. And I think that over the next week or two here, we will get the trailer. I really do think it's going to be this week, though, because 2 weeks from now, we're already going to be close to like literally exactly a month away pretty much until the show premieres. That's a little too late to show the trailer. So I think it's going to be probably later this week. I'm guessing the first day of spring. So we'll have to wait and see. But I want to talk about one thing in the trailer here that I kind of noticed, and it's something that I've been noticing just overall in general about season 2. And that is the role of Dama. So in the latest teaser trailer that we got, we actually have this shot here of the Croat who says, "We can bring the city back." And he's talking to Negan, like he's saying to him, "We can bring the city back." And obviously that's going to be a big goal of theirs, right? Like they want to power on the entire city, have things be very alive again, and then I guess basically rule the city, I guess is sort of their goal overall. But the one thing that I kind of noticed, and I've just been sort of realizing this, over the last however many months, I haven't pointed it out yet because I just didn't know if I was like just noticing it because of whatever, but it really feels like the Dama's role this season isn't going to be as big as what we thought, because in season 1, it really seemed like the Dama honestly was like this really big villain just based off of, obviously the build to her reveal and all that in the last like few episodes or whatever. And so to actually see a lot of the promo now and seeing that she's not really there a lot, and Bruegel is almost, going to be taking that role as like the new villain, I do feel like Dama is not really necessarily that much of a villain anymore. But I mean, obviously it depends on, everyone's, I guess, point of view on all of this here, because I think things are going to be different depending on like what side you're on overall, because I think that if you agree with like what Maggie and them want to do, you're going to be more on Maggie's side. You'll view everyone else as villains. If you're more on Negan's side, you're going to view everyone else as villains. And so I think it's going to be one of those things with this show where everything's more just in the gray area, right? And I think for Dama, though, just her role, I feel like this season, it's not going to be as big as what we thought. I still think that she will be up there, definitely. But I think, because of, I guess, the story direction here in terms of Bruegel being a big villain here, and I'm sure Maggie is going to be looking for the Dama, right? So I think that she will have some sort of importance here, obviously. It's not like they're going to ignore her character entirely, but it doesn't seem like she's like the big villain here of the season. I think that is going to be going to Bruegel, right? And that's the one thing I'm really excited about in terms of Bruegel is that he's literally going to be a worse version of Negan. And I think that's one of the things that I want to see in the trailer for sure, because I don't know anything about the character. We haven't seen the character talk really. I haven't heard anything from the character. I just want to see a scene where the character is just going absolutely insane or just something, right? Just something so that we know what to expect from the character, because there hasn't been a lot. And I do think, the way that they're talking about the character, the way they're hyping him up, like, I think there is a real reason for it. Like, everyone seems to be really excited about his character. Again, I'm really curious as to like how he's going to actually fit in with The Walking Dead and how scenes between him and like Negan, would do overall. Because I think just having those two characters on screen at the same time, like that's just going to be like honestly really insane, because they're both just really cool characters. And again, I just hope the trailer gives us a little bit more of that, because I know that they might want to save it for later on, because, I've heard rumors that he's in episode 1 and then he's not in it for the next couple of episodes, but then he's in it later on for like almost all of the season afterwards. So I imagine, if they're going to show us any sort of footage or scenes or anything with that character, it's going to be, from scenes that happen later on in the show. And I don't know if they're going to want to give us that right away. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, in terms of the teaser trailer, though, like, again, Dama has been pretty quiet overall. And all the teasers that we've gotten so far, she hasn't really, said a lot. And it seems like the Croat, if anything, is more like front and center. But we'll have to wait and see, obviously, until we actually like see the trailer or just watch the actual show. So I also want to get into one thing here that I thought was really cool, and this is sort of related to, I guess, Negan in some way, and I guess I should warn you that this will contain spoilers for Invincible Season 3 finale. But there was a really cool thing that actually happened in the final episode here where, you know, obviously we do have Mark versus Conquest, right? And it was a really epic battle and all of that, but there was actually a scene where we had Mark almost like tear into Conquest's like neck or shoulder or whatever in a very similar way to how Rick did that to Joe the Claimer in like Season 4's finale of The Walking Dead. And obviously this is all made by Robert Kirkman. So, I mean, I think that, you know, the Easter egg is pretty obvious. He's always going to have connections like that to, you know, the shows or I guess comics that he's created. So I just kind of wanted to mention that because honestly, that was really cool. Like I never realized just in general that there would be so many Easter eggs to The Walking Dead, but you know, just something like that I had to mention because it was just kind of cool to see. But I'm going to leave it here though. Definitely post all your thoughts down below on, I guess, your thoughts on, I guess, the Invincible scene if you did see it. Also, just, like, rate the episode in general, because I've been seeing some bad reviews about the episode, but I honestly don't get that at all. Like, I really do not understand that at all. It was a really great episode, and also give some thoughts on Dead City as well, and just, you know, your excitement for the season. Actually, who do you think the villain is going to be for Dead City Season 2? That's what I'm really interested in, because right now, obviously, I do think Bruegel will be the villain, but like it's not like everyone else is going to be heroes then, right? Like I think there will be more than one villain, but I really do wonder, is it going to be where it's like really obvious that Bruegel is the villain, or is it going to be like everyone's kind of a villain? Like I'm really curious about that. But anyways, post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.